to enlightened beings. It's been a while. The holidays were fun and they were a lot. Thank God they keep us busy and they keep us refreshed. We're blessed to have them. So I wanted to speak about a very cool idea today. This is the idea of connecting to Bereshit, the beginning of creation. We read that last week, but we really don't have much time to go into that parsha, so I want to stay there a little. Bereshit bara Elokim, this is the first three words of the Torah. If you look at the last letters of each of these three words, it spells emet, because one is an aleph, the last letter of bara, the last letter of Elokim is mem, and the last letter of Bereshit is taf. That's emet, truth, showing that the Torah is truth. And there is an idea that on Simchat Torah, everyone needs to get a blessing at the Torah, showing us that we all have a portion in the Torah of truth. The main idea of truth is to bring closer and not to distance. To refine, to reveal the point of truth. It's called Nekudat Emet, the point of truth that is by every single person. Even people that are distant, because this is the true desire of God. And that's why we finish the Torah. How does the Torah finish in Deuteronomy? It says all the things that Moses did to the eyes of all of Israel. So it says the rabbis explain, what did he do? He broke the two tablets in front of them. And we start right away, Bereshit, because the beginning is truth and we want to connect that to the end. What was the truth of Moses that he's getting to here? He says that the creation of the world was through truth, because truth gives existence and continuation to the world. It's called kiyum in Hebrew. But we find a contradiction, because it says somewhere else that truth said to God, don't create the world. The world is going to be full of lies. Hashem threw this truth and threw it to the ground. As it says in another verse, you threw the truth to the ground. Then Hashem says, let the truth be uplifted from the ground. That it is written, let the truth sprout forth from the earth. So what's going on here? One place is saying truth created the world. The other place is saying truth didn't want the world to be created. How do we resolve this contradiction? It says it's known that what is the true ultimate truth of all? God, Hashem. And since Hashem, we see that Hashem created the world, so we certainly needed to create the world through truth, the ultimate truth. The truth of God, it's called the Emet Lamitov Hashem, is very deep. It's a very lofty concept. His thoughts, Hashem's ways are much higher than we can perceive. The attribute of truth itself, the angels that are truth, they couldn't understand God, and they complained about the world. They said the world is going to be full of lies. And Hashem does not desire this truth. Hashem does not desire truth that's always finding fault. Yes, you may be finding the fault. You may be thinking, well, I'm right because there's a fault here. But God doesn't want that. He doesn't want us to have this energy of always judging others and finding the bad in others, even though it might even be there. We should try to stay away from this. God does not desire this, because this is a truth that distances creation. And from this is where we get the energy. From that energy above, that spiritual energy that was complaining, this is where we get that energy that we argue about our friends, we disagree with them, we find fault with them, we see the bad in them, and we want to distance them. We say they're bad, we have to push this person down. We think that their truth is going away from the real truth. And this is why we argue with them. And sometimes even a person can do this to themselves. They can prosecute themselves in a sense. They could say, I'm bad, I'm far from Hashem, look at my bad behavior. The person knows that he's blemished. He knows really that he's done bad things. And so the person is kind of giving themselves a hard time. And then the person kind of gives up. It's called yush in Hebrew. They give up. They say, I'm really far from God. And this comes from this spiritual complaining. This is where we get this in ourselves. Everything has a spiritual source. So the idea is that Hashem does not desire such a truth. He threw it away from him, as we said before, because Hashem wants a truth that brings closer, like we said. He doesn't want the truth that distances. Because specifically this world, that this is a world full of lies and falsehoods. When someone can overcome and merit to get to that level of truth after those lies, this is very precious to God. More precious than anything in a sense. And this was the whole point of creation, which is the foundation, which is truth. The truth, the ultimate truth. This is what Moses did. This is connected back to Bereshit, which is showing why when we finish the Torah, we go right back to the beginning. He saw the sin of the Jews in the golden calf. And according to the law of the Torah, they should have been destroyed, according to the truth of Torah. But Moses perceived the truth of God, that Hashem does not desire such a truth. and he threw the luchot, the tablets, which are truth, he threw them down to the ground, and he prayed for them. He believed that we really can't get the truth of God because he's so deep, and Hashem's mercy is so great, and Hashem does not desire the destruction of the world. Hashem desires the fulfillment and the existence of the world. And the main existence of the world is Israel. So that's why Moses prayed, and he succeeded. And Hashem forgave them, and he said, I want you to make the second tablets, which is the truth coming from the ground, the truth sprouting from the ground. And this is why it says that he broke the tablets to the eyes of all of Israel, and that we read that part which finishes the Torah, and we start with Bereshit right away, because they're all one aspect. Moses breaking the tablets and the truth of the Torah, that the truth of the Torah is that Hashem desires us to bring closer, to find the good in others. We know that it's all connected. And we understand, we get it, that we don't know anything at all really. We don't want to distance others from truth. We want to bring people closer. We want to come closer to Hashem ourselves. We say, okay, even though I did bad things, we know that Hashem has abundant mercies, and Hashem wants me to be close. He doesn't want me to be far. He just wants me to get closer to Him. And that's our service. Our entire life is about getting closer to God. Hashem crushes us down. He wants us to get closer. He crushes our soul. He brings us to difficult situations. It's about bringing us closer. It's about getting closer to Hashem's kindness. That's why it says in another place that someone who judges a judgment to the ultimate truth, it's like you become a partner to Hashem in Hashem's creation. And it says that in the olden, well, not only in the olden days, even nowadays, that if a judge, he sees that according to the law of Torah, one person might be correct, but the judge knows that this person is lying, the judge should get out of that case, because he doesn't want to get close to lies, even though he knows that that's the truth of the Torah, but he sees that that person is lying. So this is talking about a judge that he really got to the bottom of the truth. He got to the essence of the truth in this case, and that's how that person is becoming a partner to Hashem in creation, because this is the ultimate truth that this judge is reaching. So us reaching that ultimate truth is not distancing others, finding a way to bring them closer. Don't look at the bad in them. Try to help them. And if we can't help them, stop prosecuting them. Stop persecuting them spiritually. Find the good in them. Find the good in ourselves. Don't see the bad in ourselves. See the good in ourselves. See how we can get closer to Hashem. And this is the ultimate truth. Hashem wants us close to Him. God bless you all.